Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Before I get started, just a quick announcement. I'm going to be leaving for vacation tomorrow, and I will be out of town for the next week and a half, more or less. So I won't have any more videos for you during that time. I'll be out enjoying nature and spending some time with the family, so should be a great time, and I appreciate your patience while you wait for me to get back. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching my videos in the first place. So thanks a lot, and sit tight and we'll pick this up when I return. All right, so in between episodes, I was just kind of poking around the base, and I realized that since these were all finishing with excess uranium, that I could add some more Covarex enrichment processing machines. Sorry, I'm not speaking too well right now. So I added 2 more machines here since there was enough to go around. There still is excess uranium inside the machines. And I've been trying to think of a way that I could prevent that from happening. But there's not really a simple way to do it. You know, there is a way that you can set up some fancy circuits and belts and stuff to automatically take, you know, allow 52 to go back in, or I'm sorry, allow 50 uranium to go back into the machine and then take the other 2 out to be used to make fuel. But I've found in my playing that it's often more trouble than it's really worth. If we look back in the main base, I want to see how many fuel cells I've got out there. Yeah, I can't see. Maybe I can check it here. Yeah, network 13 should be my main base. I know that because it says 14 cells. Networks 1 and 2 must be local here. In fact, one of them is probably the train, and one of them is me with my roboports. So you press L, you find the one with the most cells. That's more often than not going to be your main base. And then you can look at the inventory. And I can see that there are no more fuel cells, which means that they're either all over here, yeah, that one's empty. All right, I've still got some in there, but yeah, we're almost out of fuel cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all these extra ones. That's 92. All right, so I'm just going to take all those out for now, and I'll use those to make more fuel cells. That'll give me 920 nuclear fuel cells, which will last for quite a long time. Now, the other thing I'm doing is, since I need iron plate to make fuel cells, and since I'm getting iron ore as part of the bargain here, I thought it would be a good idea just to convert the iron ore into iron plates. And that will also reduce the amount of storage that I use up in this warehouse. And with the stone, I'm turning all that into landfill, which I often have a use for. And that'll compress this stone 20 to 1, right? Because I'll take 20 stone to make 1 landfill. So that'll cause the stone to take up a lot less space and turn it into something I have a use for. Here I'm using the multifunctional furnace to make the iron. The reason I did that is because with the multifunction furnace, you can set the recipe. So I'm going to tell it to make iron plates from 3 iron ore. And that way it won't inadvertently grab stone if it runs out of iron ore and start making bricks, because then if it does that, number one, I don't really need more bricks. And number two, then I'll have to run out of stone before it switches back to making iron. So this is just a way that you can guarantee that it's going to pick up the right item and give you the output that you're expecting by using this one where you can actually set the recipe. So this way it'll never pick up stone and make bricks instead. Whereas if you use the regular electric furnace, whatever it picks up first is going to be what it starts making product from. Okay. So since I have all that here, I think it would be logical to make the fuel cells here as well. Okay, so we can have one machine making uranium fuel cells. That'll take productivity modules, which we definitely want to use. And I think for now, see, I didn't really leave myself a good way to get to get the uranium out of here. I could do it with bots. All right, I have an idea. What I can do is move that up and move that down. And that'll give me some room to get more stuff out. Did I put that in the right place? No, I didn't. That's the right place. Okay. And these both picked up iron plates for some reason. Okay. Put the modules back in. And then I'll give them some uranium of both types, and then take out the extra 235 so I can make more fuel. Okay. And then we can move that a little bit closer, actually. All right. All right, so let's filter this. Actually, we're going to need 2 filters. Actually, I need 3 of these. I wonder what happens if I filter for multiple items on the same belt. Let's try that. Let's filter for both types of uranium and see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's because it's all the same type in there. All right. Let's filter for plates then. Yeah, that's too bad. What I would really like it to do would be give me one side of the belt for each one. Yeah, that's too bad. All right, so that'll be iron plate. Because I need 3 ingredients. That's the problem. I need 3 ingredients and I only have 2 spaces. So how do I do that? I know how to do it. Okay. Yeah, this is going to work. This is going to work great. All right. So we got that uranium and we have that uranium. Actually, I'm going to clear that one. I don't want that one pulling the other uranium yet. And this one will be iron plate. And that one, I'm going to press Shift L, and that'll make it long. Actually, let's press Shift E, and let's make it even longer. Okay, so now that one can insert directly into the machine. Iron plate. Yeah, and then we could do the same thing there. So I'll press L. If I press L again, yeah, there we go. And this one, but then I still won't be able to get. All right, let's do another test. Let's go back short. I'm going to put a chest just so we can test it. All right, let's do iron ore and stone. Okay, I am going to have to make it long. Okay, I think that'll work. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then we can have another one there, and that can be for the other uranium type. All right, here, let's test that out. I'll just put it in there. Okay, so that's all the excess. Didn't I have 50 something at one point? All right, and then we'll have that one pick up close. And we'll set that to filter for uranium-235. All right, now it does that funky little slide there, which is why I usually like to set the distance the same on both sides, so it doesn't look ridiculous, but this works anyway. All right, and we'll put that in a passive provider. Okay, so this should be able to keep that fed. Yeah, great. All right, put that in there. We'll put that in there. And then later on, when I have an excess of uranium-235 collecting in here, then I can remove this chest and just extend that side, and it'll pull it directly out of there. And that way I can do all this without bots. But here I'm going to have bots so that I can pick up the fuel and take it all the way over there to my reactors. No, actually, let's use a train. Do I want to use a train? Yeah, I think I should use a train for that instead. Because the other thing I'll need to do is process the spent fuel. And I would like to do that close to here as well. Okay, I'm going to change this. All right, so I'm going to put another warehouse here, and I'm going to put another one here. There, I'm going to throw all my junk. Here, I'm going to pick up everything I can and put it in there. Okay, let's cut that belt for a minute. Okay. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna Control X, and let's move all that over. Okay, bots. Oh, what bots? Okay, that goes in. Okay, all my junk back in there. All that there. All that there. I'll take the belt. Okay. Perfect. All right. Oh, you know what happened? Oh, that sucks. I picked these up in the middle of a cycle and I didn't get my inputs back. Oh man, I just lost a lot of uranium. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay, so I'm going to remove these inserters. Otherwise there won't be enough going back into this one. So I'm going to have to wait now until I accumulate 50 more. Oh man. Okay, well, we learned something new today. All right, so this is going to make fuel cells when the time comes. And then this will reprocess the fuel cells, but I need another one of these to do that. So let me go back and get another centrifuge. Oh man, what a drag. I think that's a bug. Because usually when you pick up a machine, you get all the, at least I thought you get all the inputs back. I know you do if you change the recipe when it's in the middle of something. Let's try it. If I pick this up, am I going to get plates and belts and undergrounds? Well, but it wasn't processing. That's the difference. Okay, robot frames. Robot frames are missing iron beams. Do I not have iron beams in the network? I guess I don't. fix that. Okay. All right, I came here for a centrifuge, right? So I'll just grab one, and I'll go ahead and drop off the fuel cells. All right, let's go back and finish that up. Check out my research here real quick. All right. Remember, we were supposed to be getting the other science pack made, and then we got diverted to make more plastic, and now I'm messing around with nuclear fuel and stuff. All right. Okay, well, I've got 9 extra now, which will soon be 11. So as soon as we accumulate 50 extra ones, I'll pick those up and I'll put them in a second machine. We'll get a second machine going and so on until we get all 4 of these going again. Yeah, so we'll do the used up fuel cell reprocessing here. I wonder if that'll take productivity. No. All right. So that'll go in there. This one I'm not going to start yet. Oh, but that does need productivity for sure. Okay. So I think what we're going to do... Well, let me think about this for a minute. I don't know if I'm going to have iron in the correct ratio over here. I need 10 iron plates for every 1 uranium. Okay, I think I'm definitely getting that, because 25% of the time I'm getting iron ore. These numbers don't add up. These numbers add up to more than 100. All right, maybe that just means that that's the probability to get each one of those. Maybe. So every time I finish a cycle, there's a 25% chance I'll get iron. If they're all rolled independently, then I guess that would make sense. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I had an iron and I had one of those. So I wonder if I sometimes get more than 2 items. In any case, less than 1% of the time am I getting 235, which means I'm going to be getting 25 times as much iron ore. And if I'm only using 10 iron plate for every uranium, then I should be all set there. Because I'm getting 25. I am going to need to bring iron in here to do this, because I need 3 iron plates. I need 3 iron ore to make 1 iron plate. And I'm only getting, so that's 30 iron ore for every 1 uranium 235. And I'm not making enough iron ore. Here I'm only making, well, maybe I am. What's 25 divided by 0.8? 25 divided by 0.8. 31.25. Okay, so this is self-sustaining. from the standpoint of iron and uranium. So I can make the fuel cells here without having to bring in any other materials. Right. So the reason I'm running my mouth about all this is because I was wondering whether it's better for me to take uranium to the main base and make the fuel cells there, and then process the used fuel cells and bring back the byproducts, or what combination. But since I have everything needed right here to make the fuel cells, and 10 fuel cells will take the place of 30 individual items, it's better to make the fuel cells here and take fuel cells over to the main base by train. And then we can bring used fuel cells back, since these other items are going to be needed here. Okay, so we need to set up some trains to take care of all that. So let us now embark on that part of our journey. Put that there. I'm going to keep my passenger station up there. Actually, you know what? Let's bring my train over here so I can use it to help me build things. I shouldn't be doing rail by myself. Okay, and I'm going to need an LTN station. I swear things are disappearing on me. Alright, let's just make one. I only need one. Okay, so we'll call this uranium processing nuclear fuel. Okay, and this is going to be a provider station, which I kind of forgot how to set up because I haven't done one in a while. That's not a good one to use. Let's see. Yeah, this is telling things to stop. Alright, so I'm just going to copy that much, and I'll put that there. And we need an arithmetic combinator. And we have to rename this again. Uranium processing, nuclear fuel. Okay, now we're green. Okay, so I'm going to replace this with a generic chest. We'll rehook up that wire like so. I'm going to set a request threshold. I'm going to set the request threshold on this one to 100. Or the provide threshold, rather. I'm going to set to 100. Because the default is 1,000, and I don't want to have to wait until I have 1,000 fuel cells to come and get some. So I'll just set it, to start with, I'll set it to 100. Let's see how we're doing over here. 24. Okay. Okay. And I'm only going to be using, yeah, actually no, it's okay. I'll leave it there. I'm only going to use 2 cars here. That needs to be... No, that doesn't need to be a filter. And I can't make my big chest. Okay, we'll just do a regular chest then. That's fine. Okay, I'll do a regular chest there, and I'll do a bigger one here. These should be both the same size. But I didn't bring any steel with me. Okay, but anyway, what this is for is... This is going to be for the nuclear fuel going in, and this is going to be for the spent fuel coming out. Okay, so I'm only going to use... but then I would have to set this up as a requester and a provider. And I don't want to do that. Okay. So this will be for the fuel. And only the fuel. Okay, so the fuel cells will come out. They'll come over here, and then this will be used to provide the fuel cells. I'm only going to use one of the train cars. That should be more than enough. One train car will be able to hold... See, they stack in 50, and there's 100 slots. So one train car will be able to hold 5,000, which is actually exactly what this can hold. So that's good. Let's put a second inserter on there so we do that faster. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back and get the stuff for one of those big chests so that I can do the other one somewhat symmetrically. So I'll use the second station as a requester for the spent fuel cells. Which means I'll need another one of those logistic train stops. And I need some steel plate. I'll just put in a bot request for that, since I always need it. Get rid of the plastic in that thing. Okay. Where's my steel? Should be coming from down here. Oh, there's my steel. I'm hardly making any. That's the problem. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have to take it easy with these big generic chests. I'm using too much steel. Alright, let's head back. go ahead and copy that setup. All right, and in this case, I'm just going to be unloading. Okay, and I'll just make sure on the other end that I'm only using the first car. All right, and then in this case, it'll be coming out. So let's replace the station. Okay, and we'll need a combinator. Now for the requester station, let's try to remember how I set those up. Okay. Yeah, that one's a lot simpler. All right, so in this case, request threshold, I'm going to set to 100. And provide threshold, I'll leave at a very high number, as we usually do, which is fine. And we'll need, do I need power up here? Yeah, I think I do. Okay, and then I just do that. Okay, and then I put in the request itself. Which is going to be for used up uranium fuel cells. And I'll put the request at, what is it, 5,000? That's how much this chest will hold. Okay, and then I need to wire wire the chest in. There. Okay. Damn it. All right. We'll make it look intentional. There. Yeah, and that should be fine because we're only getting 3 items out every 60 seconds, so no problem there. Okay. Oh, and my belt is broken down here because there's a tree in the way. There we go. All right, good. And let's rename that station. Uranium processing. Spent fuel. Okay. How are we doing over here? We got 44. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay, so let's go back to the main base quickly before we wrap up. I will get all of the used up fuel cells that we currently have. I'll just put 500. I don't think I have more than that. And I'll take them back. And we'll load them in that chest just to see that process start to work. Okay, yeah, I've got 160. And hopefully once I get that second uranium Coverex thingy running, hopefully at that point I'll be able to make the uranium faster than I'm using it for power. And then we'll be able to actually get the process started. And that's really obviously the goal, that you're processing your uranium ore and running your Covarex enrichment so that you're getting the uranium-235 as fast or faster than you actually need to consume it for fuel. Yay. Okay, so that kind of simulates that we just got a delivery. $47. Yeah, so in 2 more cycles, I'll be able to get this second machine started. Two more cycles, or, you know, if I get lucky enough to get a couple more pieces of uranium from these guys too, that'll help. I've got 16 of these machines. We know that it's less than a 1% chance. So about every, well, I can't do the math, but I don't know, probably every 10 or 15 cycles of all these machines, I'll get 1 piece of uranium-235. Okay, and now that's starting to work. So let's just hang out here for a minute until this cycle completes. And then we'll get the second machine going. At least, yeah, and I think I can just let the inserters do their job and it should be fine. All right, here comes another one. That's great. See which one gets it. All right, this one got it. That one's kind of a hog. Yeah, I might have to babysit this for a while. Although now they're both making output, so hopefully one won't starve the other one. Okay, well, that is going to do it for today and for the next 10 days or so. Hope you all have a great week. I'll see you when I get back, and we'll keep this going. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.